Okay. Here we go. Yes! He's in! Yeah! Yeah! He's in! Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! Woo!
Yeah, that was my honest reaction there to the final play of the game where Chip Trayanum was able to run it in for the 1-yard touchdown. Ended up being 1 second left, but it was the go-ahead, ended up being the walk-off touchdown for the Ohio State Buckeyes and an instant classic against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And let's fast forward to the end of the college football season here for just a teeny tiny second and just picture what the rest of the season can look like. Because I honestly don't think you're going to find a better game throughout the college football season than what we just witnessed here. And yes, it was not the cleanest played game. There were lots of missed opportunities on both ends. And we're going to talk about all of this here in this video. But, oh man, well, as much as it stings to be a Notre Dame Fighting Irish fan right now, and the way that this team lost this game is unthinkable. And same goes for the Ohio State Buckeyes side of things, right? It is an unthinkable win. It is a monstrous, it is a huge, it is a gutsy, grinded out, physical win that Ohio State was able to grind out here. And look, all credit to both of these two sides. This was just a phenomenally played game from start to finish, and we're here to talk about all of it. This is my Ohio State fan reaction series, and of course, we're going to be reacting to Game 4 of the college football season for my beloved Ohio State Buckeyes as the Buckeyes beat the Irish in an instant classic at the Horn. It really is Ohio against the world. We're going to talk about all that here in this video. But what's up, Tailgaters? My name is Tailgate Nate. I'm not just an Ohio State fan. I'm a college football fan at heart. I love the sport of college football. I talk about it a lot here on my channel. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you know when videos get uploaded during the season if you guys want to hear what I have to say during the college football season. There are more ways than that, though, that you can help support this channel. Hey, you guys are doing one of them right now. Just by watching this video, you guys can honestly do really anything else to help interact and support the channel. Helps me out. Liking, commenting, sharing, of course, subscribing, watching the video. Hey, just thank you guys for all the support that you have been providing and that you will continue to provide in the future if you choose to do so. So enough about all that. Business side is done. Let's talk football. And normally I would just kind of give my overall thoughts on a game, but I feel like this one absolutely deserves to be going through here drive by drive, talking about some of the bigger things that happened. So we are going to start out in the first half here, and it was a really, really slow first half offensively. The first half time-wise actually did go by pretty fast, but both of these teams struggled to really get anything on the board. Now, there were missed opportunities on both sides here. Notre Dame, their very first drive, they ended up getting all the way down to, what was it there? The Ohio State 18-yard line, 4th and 1. Sam Hartman was looking to throw down the field, ended up scrambling out, almost got the first down, and then a great effort by Cody Simon to be able to push him out of bounds mere inches, maybe even mere centimeters before Sam Hartman got to the first down marker. It's a turnover on downs, and the Buckeyes take over. It was a quick 3 and out from them, and the Notre Dame was able to drive right down the field again. They got to the Ohio State 29-yard line, set up a 47-yarder from kicker Spencer Schrader, a very good kicker, and he just ended up pushing it to the left. So that field goal is no good. So we've already seen 2 huge missed opportunities for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish here in this game. The next missed opportunity would come on the Ohio State side of things here, right? Ohio State was driving down the field. 3rd and goal at the 1. Mayan Williams run. No gain. 4th and goal. Kyle McCord looking to throw, and the pass is incomplete. It is a turnover on downs at the 1-yard line. And there's your first missed opportunity for the Ohio State Buckeyes. They would not miss an opportunity on their very next drive, though, as Ohio State would go down the field. They ended up getting it to the Notre Dame 13. So, yes, they were in the red zone, but they couldn't come up with 7 points. Give credit to the Notre Dame defense there. Ohio State came away with a field goal, and there was your first half. So, Notre Dame definitely in the first half was able to move the football a little bit more effectively than the Buckeye offense was. But this Notre Dame rushing attack, I mean, I thought Notre Dame had a really good game plan coming into this game with their rushing attack because they used everybody and their mother, right? Like every single running back, by my count, got a touch here for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Audric Estime, Jeremiah Love, Jadarian Price, Payne, Devin Ford even had some carries, right? 5 running backs got carries in this game, so you never really knew what look you were going to get, but none of it was really working out all that well I should say it wasn't working out that well for the most part. There were a couple of good chunk yardage plays there on the ground in that first half that the Buckeyes did allow, but for the most part, Notre Dame not able to get a whole lot going on the ground. It was a lot of Sam Hartman through the air. Notre Dame was able to move some impressive drives, but they came up with nothing at halftime. Ohio State ended up with a 3-0 lead moving into the locker room. Now, let's go ahead and move on into the second half because this is where things really started to ramp up. Another missed opportunity for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They got down to the Ohio State 39-yard line, 4th and 1. Sam Hartman tries to run it up the middle. There's nothing there. Has to bounce it outside and get swarmed by 2 Ohio State defenders, and that is a stop, right? 4th and 1. The Buckeye defense comes up huge. So by my count, that's 3 missed opportunities now for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish to get some points on the board. You had that 4th and 1 that Sam Hartman tried to run for. You had the missed field goal, and then you had this 4th and 1 as well, and this is what the Buckeye offense does best. Very next play, first play of the Buckeye possession, Travion Henderson takes it 61 yards to the house, and the Buckeyes extend their lead 10-0. Where have I seen a 10-0 lead before with it? Oh, that's right. Notre Dame was up 10-0 last year. And guess who ended up winning that game? Ohio State. Doesn't bode well for Ohio State fans. A 10-0 lead is nothing too convincing, although it felt like a nice cushion with the way that this game had been flowing offensively. However, Notre Dame really did start to turn it on. Very next drive, 13 plays, 75 yards, 7 minutes and 39 seconds off the clock, set up by a 15-yard pass to Tobias Merriweather. Jabran Payne ran in the end zone for a 1-yard touchdown run, and Notre Dame was on the board. Buckeye fans hold their breath. It is 10-7. Very next drive, Ohio State is moving the football here and there. They were able to get to the Notre Dame 39-yard line before an unnecessary roughness penalty on Josh Fryer killed the drive. And there's a missed opportunity for Ohio State right there because they were moving the ball really, really well. Again, got down to the Notre Dame 39-yard line. It was 3rd and 9, to be fair, and there ended up being a pass complete to Emeka Egbuka that would have advanced the ball to the 28-yard line of Notre Dame. But again, Josh Fryer with the unnecessary roughness penalty on former Ohio State transfer, by the way, Javonte Jean-Baptiste, transferred from Ohio State to Notre Dame. Josh Fryer kind of put him to the ground and didn't let him get up, so the official threw his flag, called a penalty. That backed him up 15 yards, and the Buckeye drive stalled from there. They were forced to punt it away. Guess what happened the very next drive for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish? Hey, they were down at the 4-yard line, and Sam Hartman put the team on his back. 11 plays, 96 yards. They took 6 minutes and 28 seconds off of the clock. There was a holding penalty on Davison Igbinosun. That was pretty crucial in this drive there as well. But Sam Hartman able to complete a pass just over every single defender. Davison Igbinosun just simply got beat there at the line of scrimmage by Rico Flores, and the Irish take their first lead of the game. It is 14-10, and there is not much time left, around 8 minutes or so here left. The Buckeye offense ends up driving down the field. They get to the Notre Dame 11, 3rd down and 1. Travion Henderson runs, stood up by the Notre Dame defense. A big 4th down and 1. Ohio State already could not convert on a 4th down and goal at the 1-yard line. We'll see what Ohio State is able to do here. And honestly, this is where I'm going to be a fan for a minute instead of an analyst, which is what I've kind of been for the beginning part here. I'm not one to question play calling. Like, that is why I'm not on the sidelines making those decisions. That's why I'm a fan watching from the comfort of my own home, right? Like, I'm not one to question play calling at all. But that play call on 4th and 1 to run a jet sweep with Emeka Egbuka to the outside, I I don't understand it. I have no idea. Run it up the middle, quarterback sneak it, like trust your offensive line. I don't understand that play call. Ohio State did run the exact same play with a great deal of success there earlier, I believe, in that drive or in that half. One of the two, they ran kind of the same similar jet sweep style play, but it went absolutely nowhere this time. The Notre Dame defense stood up and just an absolutely remarkable stop. Notre Dame now can run down the clock. They start out on their own 11, ended up getting to the 34-yard line, 2 minutes and 28 seconds left. Oh, it looks like Notre Dame's just going to run out the clock. The Buckeye defense needs something here. A loss of 5 yards. The Buckeyes get back to Sam Hartman, and the Buckeye defense comes up with a stop. And then, again, here's where I also kind of question play calling on the other end of things as well. Notre Dame just as easily could have ran the football because Ohio State did end up using a timeout there after that Sam Hartman run. And Notre Dame easily could have taken another timeout away from Ohio State here as well. Ohio State used the timeout later, which we will talk about here in a second. But Sam Hartman ended up going back to throw, and it was almost intercepted by JT Tuimoloau. And look, JT Tuimoloau, think back to that Penn State game. I think every Ohio State fan, as soon as they saw JTT get up for that pass, they kind of were just like, he's going to do it again, and it falls out of his hands. But more importantly, it stopped the clock. So then Payne ended up running for 3 yards, give Notre Dame punter a little bit more breathing room, false start penalty, and then Bryce McPherson comes on, punts from the 46-yard line, or punts 46 yards. Emeka Egbuka takes it to the 35-yard line, and the Ohio State Buckeyes have 1 minute and 26 seconds to go 65 yards to try to win the game. And up until this point in the game, Kyle McCord had been pretty good, but he had really been nothing spectacular. He was making some mistakes. This was really his first big-time game. It was time for Kyle McCord and this offense to really step up, and that it did. First couple plays out of the drive were incomplete passes from Kyle McCord. So an early 3rd down and 10 for the Buckeyes with just about a minute and some odd seconds left. Kyle McCord gets a pass complete to Emeka Egbuka, who came up huge in so many moments here in this final drive. That 3rd down and 10 was only one of them, 23 yards there across midfield to the Notre Dame 42-yard line. Then you end up getting a short pass complete to Cade Stover. So now here we go. 3rd down and 7. Kyle McCord pass incomplete. Buckeye fans holding their breath, praying for an absolute miracle. Kyle McCord finds Julian Fleming over the middle on 4th and 7. Fleming has to run for the first down, and he gets it just barely. So Julian Fleming coming up huge there on the 4th down and 7. The Buckeyes continue to drive down the field there, and then on 2nd and 10 with something like 15 seconds left there, Kyle McCord is trying to find someone to throw to. Notre Dame has pressure. There's a defender around Kyle McCord's ankle. A great job by him to stand up and throw the ball away. But Kyle McCord was still in the tackle box, right? He was still inside the tackle box. I have no problem with the official throwing the intentional grounding flag there. There was not even a receiver in the area. That's intentional grounding. And it backed the Buckeyes up to 3rd and 19. 15 seconds to go. And some Buckeye fans out there may have thought, oh boy, this is game over now. This is absolutely how it ends. Kyle McCord had something different to say about that. 3rd and 19 at the Notre Dame 22-yard line. Emeka Egbuka comes up again, catches the ball at the goal line, and is going to be downed at the 1. Downed at the 1, and it's going to come down to hard-nosed football. Kyle McCord threw a couple of incomplete passes, and it sets up 3 seconds left. 3rd down and goal. The final play of the game. What do you call here? Now, the Buckeyes did a very interesting strategic move here. They put Chip Trayanum in the game. And what Chip Trayanum does is Chip Trayanum really makes this defense plan for everything. If you would have put Henderson or Williams in there, I think Notre Dame knew it was going to be a run. But because Chip Trayanum was the one that was back there, Chip Trayanum is the guy that Ohio State puts in for pass protection, right? He's probably the best running back in pass protection that Ohio State has in that room. Now, all three of them are pretty solid at pass protection. My opinion, Chip Trayanum is the best. That's why they put him out here. That's why they put him out there to do that duties. So it kept Notre Dame guessing. They handed off, though, to Chip Trayanum, runs behind a strong offensive line. And I mean, he barely gets over. The officials ruled there's 1 second left, but it didn't matter. Ohio State walks it off in Notre Dame Stadium. I mean, just what an absolutely unbelievable, phenomenal game. Credit to both of these teams. Both of these defenses played really, really well. Both offenses stepped it up when it mattered, especially the Buckeye offense down the stretch. Normally, I don't recap games like that, but this one absolutely deserved it. There was so much drama, so much, just such a fun game to watch and experience. Whew. All right, I'm out of breath there after recapping that. Let's get into kind of talking about my thoughts for what this game means, not only for Ohio State. Yes, that's what this series is about, talking about the Ohio State Buckeyes. But I want to talk for a little bit about what it means for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish here. So Notre Dame was 9 entering this game. The latest AP poll is already out. Notre Dame has dropped down to the 11th spot, I do believe. Notre Dame is a team that I don't think is anywhere near out of the college football playoff race, right? I think Notre Dame is still a very, very good, very, very solid team, and the schedule has a lot of opportunities for Notre Dame to go out and prove itself. Heck, they have to go to Durham next week. I do believe you got a game on the road against Louisville. That's another undefeated team. USC is still on the schedule. That's another undefeated team. And Clemson just played Florida State into overtime. I think people are going to overreact a little bit about Clemson and say Dabo's washed. This Clemson team is not that great. Look, man, they just pushed Florida State to the edge, a team that I thought even in the preseason was the best team in the ACC, a team that I thought had the best roster in the ACC, and Clemson just took them right down to the wire. There are so many opportunities for Notre Dame to get some huge marquee wins, and by all accounts, with the way this college football season has gone on, Notre Dame is nowhere near out of the race for the talks of the college football playoff. So keep Notre Dame not even necessarily in your back pocket. Just keep Notre Dame in mind when you're talking about the college football playoff. I know they don't play for a conference title, but a loss, especially the way that Notre Dame lost this game, does not eliminate them at all. And look, great credit, a great game plan to Marcus Freeman, to this defensive coordinator in Al Golden. Just some absolutely phenomenal playmaking that Notre Dame had coming into this game. Sam Hartman is an electric player. He absolutely balled out. We'll get you some stats here from that. Sam Hartman was 17 of 25, 175 yards, 1 touchdown. This Notre Dame rushing attack really was able to get it going in the second half against this Buckeye defense. They ended up with 176 yards, 4.5 yards per carry, and 1 touchdown. Which, look, Notre Dame played really, really well. And yes, there were missed opportunities on that side of the football, but Notre Dame played their tails off, hats off to what the Notre Dame Fighting Irish came in here and did in this game. I have all due respect for head coach Marcus Freeman, for this Notre Dame Fighting Irish program. And guys, really, if you look at every other game on the schedule here, Notre Dame could win every single game that is left on the schedule here. Yes, that includes the game against USC. Like, Notre Dame is still a true college football playoff contender. You got to watch out for them moving forward. Now, though, we need to talk about the Ohio State Buckeyes side of things, right? That's what this channel is all about. I did just want to talk about Notre Dame there for a little bit. When you talk about this Ohio State team and what this win means, just listen to Ryan Day's post-game press conference when he was on the field, when he was back behind the locker rooms there. Like, Ryan Day really set it out. This Ohio State team had been questioned, like, not only this year, but into the past couple years as well, on how physically tough they are. And I mean, Notre Dame came out and said, right? Well, the former Notre Dame head coach Lou Holtz. I'm not going to put this on the school of Notre Dame here, but Lou Holtz came out and said that everything or every opponent that Ohio State has been beaten by has done so because they are more physically tough than they are, which I don't necessarily disagree about. Obviously, Ryan Day did not like it one bit, and I don't blame him for not liking it one bit, especially after what these kids showed here in this game. Ohio State was able to grind it out, be physically tough, but to that point, Notre Dame was able to get that run game going. The offensive line really did start to dominate what Ohio State was able to do on the defensive line. And this defensive line for the Ohio State Buckeyes, I think, yeah, no sacks generated here, 2 tackles for loss. The offensive line and Notre Dame definitely won the battle in the trenches when Notre Dame had the football, right? This Ohio State defensive line was disruptive at times, and there were some very, very good plays, especially in the run defense department. But as the game went along here, it just felt like it was easier than it was 3 plays ago. It seemed like it got easier every play for Notre Dame to be able to run the football against this Ohio State team. Now, did it matter in the end? No. Ohio State obviously was able to get the win, but it will matter moving forward when you have to face some teams with some really good rushing attacks like Penn State, Wisconsin, Michigan, right? Those are all teams that have some absolute workhorses in the backfield, much like what Notre Dame has here with Audric Estime. So physicality-wise, I mean, this team really did step it up when it mattered. That final Notre Dame drive there where you were able to get pressure to Sam Hartman, you were able to force pressure into the backfield. That was just a phenomenal defensive possession, and then the offensive line really stood tall, really stood strong, gave a lot of time for McCord to throw and complete some really, really crucial balls here in this game towards the end here. And look, we're going to transition over to this Ohio State offense now, right? Kyle McCord definitely missed some throws, definitely missed some guys, definitely at times panicked a little bit too much here, but he never panicked entirely. He never let this game go. He never gave up. He persevered. Yes, there are still things Kyle McCord can improve upon. Yes, but this Ohio State team was put on the back of Kyle McCord, especially late in this game, and Kyle McCord, especially in that final drive. I mean, I know it's only one drive, but that was very, very impressive to watch. Kyle McCord was making some very, very good throws. There was a diving catch there by Marvin Harrison Jr. where Kyle McCord put it in a very, very good place. Emeka Egbuka was coming up huge. This was a rushing attack that wasn't necessarily getting a ton of chunk yardage, but it was getting the yards that it had to get. And then Kyle McCord would step in and make some huge plays. This offense persevered. This is a very, very tough Notre Dame defense to go up against. My personal belief, I think this Notre Dame defense has one of the best linebacking groups in the entire country. Their defensive line is disruptive. They have a lot of experience in the secondary. And even though Benjamin Morrison is only a sophomore, I mean, that guy was able to lock down Marvin Harrison Jr. at times, right? I mean, those two had some absolute battles throughout this game. That was a lot of fun to watch, the matchup between Harrison and Benjamin Morrison. But Benjamin Morrison, from what he showed me in this game, is a first-round NFL talent. He is really, really good. He's really, really aggressive. And, I mean, this is a loaded Notre Dame defense. So for Ohio State to put together the final drive they did, especially converting a 3rd and 10, a 4th and 7, a 3rd and 19, and then that 3rd and goal on the last play of the game. I know Sam Hartman had the little I know Notre Dame had the little flicker thing that Ohio State was able to just pursue Sam Hartman and track him down. But really, like, this Ohio State offense, yes, there were missed opportunities. The 4th and goal at the 1, I don't know how you don't convert that, and I don't know why you just didn't run that ball, right? That 4th and 1 there where you ran the jet sweep, I'm not one to question play calling. I know I just did, but that play call was abhorrent. It was just not good at all. But again, I understand why they called it. It had had some success in the past. Maybe it was going to throw Notre Dame off track here, but just didn't end up working out for this Ohio State team. Some final team stats here from this game. Here's what I will say about the Ohio State offense. This team got significantly better on third downs. Now there is still some work to do. I would still like to see Ohio State be converting these third and even some fourth downs with a little bit better just game planning and just thinking out what plays that are going to end up working here. Just being more efficient, especially on those third and shorts. Ohio State was 10 of 17 on third down last night. I think that's pretty stinking good. 366 yards of total offense, only outgaining Notre Dame by 15 yards. Notre Dame had 351 yards of total offense. They were able to move the ball really, really well. 240 passing yards, 126 rushing yards. Penalties at times did hurt both of these teams. I think more so Ohio State than Notre Dame. Of course, you had Davison Igbinosun get called for a couple of penalties. And I just knew Davison Igbinosun was going to have one of these games where he was just going to get flag after flag after flag and maybe get himself thrown out of the game. I think Davison Igbinosun had a pass interference and a holding penalty that were really, really crucial. And then, of course, the Josh Fryer unsportsmanlike conduct came at a very, very crucial time there as well. But all in all, while yes, there is still room to improve and there is still room to grow, Buckeye fans, sit back and just absolutely enjoy this win. And you have to be happy with the fire and the passion that Ryan Day just spoke with, not even spoke about, just spoke with. Ryan Day is really committed to this program. He says that this is my team. I am proud of these kids. They were tough. They were physical. They grinded out this win after everyone was doubting the physicality of this team. That is what Ryan Day came out and said. Continued to show his praise for this group. I mean, just you have to love the way that this Ohio State team feels like it's coming together. And again, I know this wasn't the cleanest performance, but it feels like this team is really starting to come together, especially in that final two drives there. We saw this defense really tie their laces, buckle in their shin straps, or not shin straps, chin straps, really buckle in their chin straps and just go and play good, hard-nosed defense. Ohio State did that really well throughout the night, and there were some very good defensive plays here. Maybe you'd like to see a little bit more out of that defensive line still, but they came up big when it mattered. Ohio State's offense came up big when it mattered, and that's really all you could ask for from either side here out of this game. Whew. Man, I am exhausted. I don't know about all of you Ohio State and Notre Dame fans out there, but I am just exhausted. Look, a final hats off. I know I'm not wearing a hat, but a final hats off to what the Notre Dame Fighting Irish did in this game. I mean, this was just a really, really good game. Ohio State Notre Dame played in Game of the Century in 1936. Notre Dame ended up coming out on top of that one. Who knows? Maybe we may look back and say that this is a Game of the Century as well. If not the Game of the Century, definitely potential to have Game of the Year. I mean, this one was phenomenal from start to finish. Really, really got to be happy with the way that both teams played. Ohio State cementing themselves as a real good college football playoff contender. And Notre Dame, well, you have a lot of chances moving forward to get some big marquee wins on your resume. And Notre Dame is not done yet either, guys. Watch out for the Irish. They could still sneak in to the 14 field. That's all I got to say here about this game. An instant classic, a phenomenal game. Hats off to both sides. I really got nothing else to say there about this game. So let me know your thoughts on this game. Anything I had to say throughout the video in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching and sticking with me. I know this was a little bit longer reaction video, but it was warranted, right? Hey, hats off to everyone involved. This was a great game, and I'm excited to see how both of these teams, not just my Buckeyes, but how the Notre Dame Fighting Irish played down the line as well. We got a bye week coming up next for the Ohio State Buckeyes, and then it is on to the rest of the Big Ten slate. Hey, well, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks with another Ohio State fan reaction. Remember to play hard but tailgate harder. I got my top 25 and weekly takeaway videos coming out tomorrow. I'll see all you guys then. Goodbye.